Let's get right into it. Number 8. The Egyptian Scribble. Mystery. Imagine staring at a wall in an Egyptian tomb and thinking, wow, these hieroglyphs are obviously messages from aliens. For centuries, scholars scratched their heads over certain strange inscriptions that looked like nothing anyone had ever seen. UFOs? Secret codes? Ancient alien conspiracy? Dramatic, sure, but not exactly right. Turns out some of those baffling hieroglyphs were just typos. Yep. The ancient Egyptians were human. They made mistakes. Some scribes simply messed up their spellings or drew symbols weirdly. And over 3,000 years later, archaeologists were reading hieroglyphs as mysterious. But thanks to modern imaging tech, we can finally see that the aliens were really just Mr. Anku, the pharaoh's overworked scribe, who probably needed a coffee. Psychologically, we love a mystery more than the solution. Our brains basically prefer excitement and weird conspiracy to boring facts. So the scribble that once seemed coded from another dimension? Just a human brain on a long shift, doodling a bit too creatively. Basically, for thousands of years, the biggest unsolved mystery of Egypt was just sloppy penmanship with a side of imagination. Number 7. The Dancing Plague of 1518. So, picture Strasbourg in 1518. Summer heat, cobblestone streets, and hundreds of people just dancing. Not a party, not a festival, just a full-blown, uncontrollable wiggle fest, until exhaustion, dehydration, or tragically death. Historians were like, what in the 7 plagues is going on here? Modern science says it was probably mass psychogenic illness. Basically, the townspeople caught a kind of contagious panic, but instead of crying or screaming, their bodies hit the dance floor. Imagine your brain deciding that stress, superstition, and a little too much bread plus alcohol are compulsory choreography. And voila, a town-wide boogie nightmare. The irony? We'd probably call it a TikTok trend today. Except instead of likes, you might literally dance yourself into medical emergency. It's like your nervous system threw a rave and forgot to invite your rational mind. So, the mystery of the dancing plague wasn't supernatural. Just a perfect storm of stress, culture, and the human brain's absolute refusal to chill. Number 6. The Terracotta Army's colour mystery. You've seen the Terracotta Army in movies or Instagram photos, thousands of tiny clay soldiers lined up in perfect formation. For ages, everyone assumed they were grey. That's just what 2,000-year-old clay looks like when it's buried. Here's the twist. When archaeologists carefully excavated some soldiers using modern preservation techniques, they found remnants of paint. Yes, these guys were originally vibrantly painted reds, blues, green, the full ancient colour palette. Over centuries, oxygen and soil basically hit the delete button on the artistic filter. Imagine uncovering a hidden Instagram story from 210 BCE with the brightest colours ever, only it faded before anyone could screenshot it. The lesson? Humans underestimate time's eraser. And also, we tend to imagine the past as duller than it was, probably because it makes our modern lives feel more authentic by comparison. The Terracotta Army wasn't a grey army of stoic warriors. It was a rainbow brigade, ancient China, part military, part pop art. Basically, your brain loves monotone because it's lazy. But history? History wanted to party. Number 5. King Tut's curse, Debunked. King Tut, the boy king who died young and whose tomb supposedly cursed everyone who dared open it. Newspapers in the 1920s had a field day, archaeologists dropping dead, strange illnesses, mysterious accidents. It was peak mummy revenge drama. Modern analysis? Not so spooky. Most of the deaths were either coincidences, pre-existing conditions, or just plain bad luck. The so-called curse probably got exaggerated because humans love connecting dots that aren't really connected. It's like seeing a cloud shaped like a duck and declaring it a sign from the cosmos. Add a sprinkle of mouldy tomb bacteria, and voila, You get plague of the pharaoh's headlines. Interestingly, some researchers think that tombs were actually full of toxic fungi. So technically, yes, opening them could make you sick, but it's biology, not the vengeful spirit of a teenage king. Your brain, craving narrative, decided death plus ancient Egypt, Bridcortia's supernatural explanation. Basically, King Tut's curse was more about headlines and imagination than the afterlife taking notes. Number 4. The mystery of the Roman concrete. Romans built structures that somehow lasted 2,000 years. You see the Pantheon, the Colosseum, or aqueducts, and you wonder, did they summon some magic cement? Scientists spent decades trying to decode the secret formula because modern concrete tends to crumble after decades, max. Turns out, the secret isn't magic, it's chemistry. Roman concrete included volcanic ash, which reacts with water over time to strengthen rather than weaken. Imagine pouring a cement mix that literally gets tougher as it ages. While your modern condo foundation is filing for early retirement, Roman walls are still flexing on Instagram history feeds. The ironic part? The Romans probably stumbled on this recipe accidentally. Some scribe was like, add a pinch of ash? And history said, yes, and we'll still be talking about it 2,000 years later. Your brain might marvel at longevity, but the real lesson is humans have always accidentally stumbled onto genius. Basically, they turned sloppy chemistry into immortality. Number 3. The Antikythera Mechanism. Imagine discovering a mysterious gear-filled device at the bottom of the sea in 1901 and thinking, aliens? That's the Antikythera Mechanism for you, a 2,000-year-old Greek analog computer that tracked planets, lunar cycles, eclipses, the whole celestial shebang. And for decades, people thought something this advanced had no business existing in ancient Greece. Modern research shows it was all human ingenuity. Greek engineers were basically nerds with a penchant for gears and precision. They built something like a wristwatch-sized planetarium to calculate cosmic events, long before any European clockmaker thought of it. The psychology? We underestimate ancient people because we assume technological progress is linear. We like to think the past is primitive. Our egos demand it. So yes, the Antikythera Mechanism was once a mystery. But really, it's just proof that humans have been obsessively nerdy for millennia. Basically, your sense of ancient equals simple is the universe laughing at you with a bunch of gears. Number 2. The Phaistos disc puzzle. Imagine unearthing a perfectly preserved clay disc covered in mysterious symbols and thinking, this is obviously some ancient super-secret language. That was the Phaistos disc on the island of Crete. Archaeologists found it in 1908 and immediately lost their minds. Nobody could decipher it like a cosmic game of Scribble played by Minoans. For over a century, the debate raged. Was it a magical incantation? A calendar? Instructions for making Minoan pizza? Okay, probably not pizza, but the image is delicious. The mystery persisted because we humans are addicted to enigmas. Modern analysis suggests it might just be a sort of printed prototext. In other words, some clever ancient artisan pressed stamps into clay, maybe for record-keeping or ritual purposes. No secret codes, no hidden messages. Just a bit of Minoan creativity. It's funny because our brains refuse to accept mundane explanations when something looks impressive. The disc doesn't need aliens or cryptographers, its mystery is entirely our obsession with mysteries. Basically, the Phaistos disc is less ancient conspiracy and more human flair for drama 2,000 years ago. Number 1. The Voynich Manuscript. And finally, the crown jewel of unsolved ancient riddles until recently. The Voynich Manuscript. If you've never seen it, imagine a book that looks like it was designed by a caffeine-fueled fantasy author. It's full of bizarre plants, astrological charts, and texts that nobody could read, not medieval scholars, not modern cryptographers. Naturally, people assumed magic, aliens, or medieval conspiracy theories. Recent studies using AI and statistical analysis suggest the manuscript might not be a code at all. It could simply be an invented language used for medicinal or cataloguing purposes. Maybe it was a mnemonic system, a way for the author to remember recipes or herbal properties. Basically, someone spent decades inventing a fake language that fooled everyone for centuries. Talk about commitment to your own weird hobby. The beauty of the Voynich Manuscript isn't that it was mysterious for so long, it's that it shows human creativity can be indistinguishable from mystery. Your urge to assign secrets or conspiracies? That's just your brain trying to make sense of genius. Sometimes the solution is mundane, but way more impressive than your average aliens did it theory. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.